Hey everyone, welcome back to another Dr. Twisted's Toy Time. And my God, is it hot outside. I had to go to Walmart to do a pickup for my wife because she needed a few things. And while I was out, I stopped at a couple thrift stores. I went into Walmart to grab myself a couple beers, and I found a Turtles of Grey skull figure. And then I found something on Facebook Marketplace, so I met up with the guy and picked that up. And then I got my thrift store haul from when I went to St. Louis. So I wanted to show you all of this stuff. So let me get started. I'm going to flip the camera around because there's a lot of stuff, and sitting here just showing off everything is going to be way too time consuming. So I'm just going to flip the camera around and show you the entire haul from each store, and I'll explain as I go along. So let's get on with it. Let's flip this thing. Alright, I'm going to do each section as each store that I went to. So I stopped at a Goodwill like right before we went to St. Louis, and I found this grave digger with these tank treads. The reason I got this is I thought these tank treads would be perfect for this custom I want to do. And it's really cool. It still works. So I'm probably going to take this grave digger part off and build up from there. But I thought that was really awesome to find this thing. I found another crazy Chinasaur, which you know I love those things. And I found these road champs. They're from 1996. And it was a police car series. I was hoping they had like the Michigan State Police, because that's what my dad was, and I was going to give it to him, but they had these two. Usually something vintage, I pick it up. My buddy Carlos might want them. I know he was collecting cars. I don't know if he is anymore, but if he wants these, they're his. That was the first Goodwill stop. Then we stopped at a Goodwill when we got to St. Louis, and I found this Blue Beetle figure. I thought he was cool. This Star Wars figure, and he did have one gun, so I thought that was cool because you never find weapons at Goodwill. And this crazy Hulk, I need to change his batteries and figure out what he does, because his chest is translucent. So I don't know if he lights up like gamma ray action or something like that. But I thought he was cool looking. And I love anime, so I wanted to check out this. It was Gunbuster. The disc was nice and clean, didn't have any scratches on it. So if I find stuff like that, I'll pick it up, because it was only like $1.34, so I was happy with that. I always like checking out new animes, and this one is Gunbuster is the saga of an Earth invasion by monstrous space creatures, and right there I was sold. So yeah, looking forward to watching that one. Alright, then like the day I was at the hospital and I got bored and needed to stretch my legs, I went to Ollie's, which I already showed you that video, but I also stopped at I think it's St. Vincent's. We don't have them here in Springfield, but they had one there. And I found these two tank treads. I'm not sure what they went to, but I thought they would be cool for a custom or something. I found this WrestleMania wrestle ring, and it came with all this stuff, but I asked my friend and none of these pieces go to it. But it is wrestling ring pieces. These, I guess, are the ropes, and it's got like a bag full of the little like corner pillow things, and then a bunch of like bars.
of different kinds. There's like 3 different kinds of bars that hook things. So I'm not sure what ring these go to, but this alone is WrestleMania. And I've seen on eBay where people are trying to sell less than that for like 50 bucks pretty much. But I got it to see if my buddy wanted it, since he's a wrestling fan. Maybe Carlos wants it. If he does, I'll send it to him. I found this vehicle. Not sure what it goes to, but I was a big fan. I don't know if any of you read the old Hex comic, like Jonah Hex, but it was like a futuristic Hex, and he rode vehicles like this. So I thought this was a really cool vehicle. It's kind of like General Grievous's vehicle, but I saw it and I thought it was neat, so I wanted to pick it up. And hopefully one of these days they'll make a Hex figure of that, not the actual Jonah Hex, but the actual Hex from the comic book. I think that would be awesome. And then I found a stack of VHS. This one didn't have a cover, but it was Nickelodeon Friends Variety Pack, hosted by Ren and Stimpy, so I had to get that one. This Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I love this movie. It looks like it might be an animated one, but I'm hoping it's the like 3D, or not 3D animation, but like the claymation style. And then here's a Peter Cottontail. It's another. I loved these growing up, so when I saw these, I had to pick them up. This one looked interesting. Forgotten Toys. Thought it might be a interesting Christmas story. I've probably seen it, I just can't remember it. And this Trolleys radio show sing-along, a live action show with children's hits like Kokomo, Wooly Bully, Don't Worry Be Happy, and many more. I just thought that was funny. That was from that haul. Alright, let's move over here. I got lots of stuff. Alright, then I stopped at a Salvation Army today, and I found this like Jurassic World dino, and everything still works. You got the button on the tail, mouth moves. Found this little thing, which is from 1991, Del Monte, little Christmas Yumpkins. I've only seen these a couple times, but usually every time I see them I pick them up. I sold all the ones I had before, but I couldn't leave it behind. I can't remember what this lady's from, but usually if it's a mummy type figure, I'll pick it up. Found another Chinasaur, another small Chinasaur. Found this crazy wolf figure for my werewolf collection. I'm not sure what this belt goes to, but every time I find like a weapon, I pick it up just in case. I found this thing. I love these weird trippy spiral things, so I picked that up. And then there was this little mold maker of this interesting looking dinosaur. I think it's from Wendy's, but clamp it together, you can make a mold. So I'm going to get some clay so I can make some little dinos. And that was that lot. All that stuff right there cost $1.50. So I was happy with that. Now on to this thrift store haul. I found this crazy top secret thing. I don't know what it's from, but I thought it would be cool for a background thing, and it still works. The buttons make little button noises, and the little thing here works. Now it probably went to something. It looks like something connected, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I just thought it would be cool for a background thing. Got this little Grogu dealy-doo here. Little Puff the Magic Dragon, which I already have one, but I love this little guy. That's Marge Simpson, and her hair still spins around. Found this Hulk, which it's got like a little knob on the back here. Lowe's Build and Grow Marvel Avengers. But you move the thing and his arms come up. I love the Hulk, so I had to get that. There's this wrestling guy here. Just look at that face. I know my buddy Carlos collects wrestlers, so if I see wrestlers, then I usually pick them up. If he wants them, then he can have them. And for some reason, I love these little like hand claspy deals. So I found this one and this Teletubby one, and I also found this gun, so I thought that was just funny to post. But I got all that stuff at another, like my favorite thrift store, and apparently it was half price day, and everything here came out to 87 cents. But I didn't have cash, and for that thrift store you'd have to have $3 worth of stuff in order to use the card. So she just gave it to me for free. Almost cried. I was like, really? I mean, I can go back and find some more stuff. And she's like, don't worry about it. She's like, when I clock out tonight, she's like, I'll just add it to my stuff. But I was like, I'm always in anyway, so I'll make it up to you next time. And she's like, don't even worry about it. And this is why this is my favorite little hole-in-the-wall thrift store. Every time I go there, I find fun stuff, and they are awesome. Alright, moving on. On Facebook Marketplace, these guys popped up. They're called Extreme Soldiers. I have a few of them that I found at thrift stores here and there while I've been here in Springfield. But none of them, you can never find them with weapons. So when I saw these posted, I asked them about them. And like nobody was buying them, which surprised me because these things are great. They're 12 inches and they're just very stylized and crazy looking. And I don't know, for some reason I love them. And these two had weapons. It looks like this one's supposed to have a missile or some kind of projectile that shoots out. And this one's supposed to, they're missing the projectiles, but it's hard to find the guns, and he's got his gun belt, or they both have their gun bullet belts. And I don't know. So now I have 5 of them, and I got them at a great deal. And every time I see one, I'll pick it up. It's like hard to find info on them, but I know I found info. It's like I think they're from 2002, and they're called Extreme Soldiers. But the listing I found, it had this guy mint in package, and it might have had this guy, but I don't remember seeing him. But the other 3 I have, they don't have pictures of, so I don't know their names or anything, but they're just awesome, and I'll just keep picking them up when I find them, and one of these days I'll find the entirety of the information I need for them. Alright, moving on. I stopped at Walmart and I found this Turtles of Grayskull Beastman, and he was on sale for $15.50. So I was like, I could pay that price. That's a good price for him. I don't have him yet, so to get a figure I don't have and get a good price at him, I picked that up. And then I went to Ross and I found these. I've been finding these like Jabba's barge figures, and I love the old vintage style artwork. And for $4 for a $20 figure, it's a no-brainer for me. I picked these 2 up at $3.99 each. And then MODOK. I love MODOK. I don't have any figures of them. I used to have the old, what is it? Was it KB Toys, Kenner Toys one? But for some reason I got rid of most of those figures. But I thought this one looked really cool. I'm not really into pops, but every once in a while I find a neat one. And I think this one looks neat. Different from the normal looking pop style. So if it fits into my collection, I can pick it up. And for $5, when normally it was 15, like I said, no brainer. So now I finally have a MODOK in my collection. And there you go, my friends. There was my thrift store haul and Facebook Marketplace and Ross and Walmart pickups. Hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, friends, peace.